Hey, Coach, so excited you found us. Couple things. First of all, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Let me help you. 30 plus years of coaching. I've done it. I can help you. Go over and check it out. 14-day free trial, videos, everything you would want to become a better basketball coach. Less than $1 a day. Go over and check it out. Also, go over and subscribe and like. That would really mean a lot to us. We're trying to get to 100,000. Let me help you put some banners on and some championship rings on your hand. Go over and check it out. Let's head off to the video.
Welcome to High School Hoops. I don't even know what episode we are, but welcome back, Coach.
Hey, how's everybody? I'm alive. We're good.
Jake's back. Him and I were just talking before we came on the air, and we got some great things coming up in the summer and next fall. So we're very excited about that. But before we jump in, I'd like to give a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish. I would like to give a big shout out to Nick, who's leaving Dr. Dish. He's one of the marketing guys that I've been dealing with, and he's going on to bigger and better things. So give a big shout out to him. But make sure that you call Dr. Dish, mention Coach Unplugged High School Hoops, mention me, mention Jake, whatever, and they'll give you $350 off, which is the best deal out there. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. The one-stop shop for basketball coaches. There's, we'll eventually talk about pros and cons of this year in another podcast, but one of the pros was I got to talk to a lot more coaches when I was not doing this. But so go over and check out teachhoops.com. Big changes coming, so you're going to want to jump in before they happen. All right, so topic today, Coach, and I just pulled up, I think my brother sent you this article, or this article.
Yeah, you sent it. I got to forward to you, and you're like, we must talk about this. And I'm like, this is so intriguing because if you're a Wisconsinite like me and Steve, like right now, it is not a good time to be a Wisconsinite when it comes to. I mean, for us in the Bucks, it's been great, but right now we have Aaron Rodgers. We're not going to talk about Aaron Rodgers and what I believe about Aaron Rodgers.
He's Voldemort. We don't talk about him.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to touch that. That's somebody else's podcast. Okay.
Yes.
But I have my own feelings towards him and how he's conducting himself. But this was like that was been that and just everything else. This is like kind of not something I would even know that it happened, but I guess they're looking to develop this new high school basketball powerhouse national league, which is insane to me.
Right. So so from what I understand, and I will put this article because it was an ESPN article, and I'll put it down in the show notes. But the headline for the article was High School Basketball Powerhouse Form National League to set to begin next season in the 21-22 season. So basically what's happening is, the Oak Hills and what's the one Monteverde Academy, and all those are coming together and forming their own like league. 18
IMG.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if IMG was in it. Sunrise
It is.
Christian
IMG Academy from Florida is in it.
Are they in it? But basically what they're doing is they're starting. I mean, and the funny part is, one of them, first of all, one of the marketing guys that's the big guys in the NBA is helping market it. But they basically said with games being canceled this season, the NIBC schools, which are these schools, created a series of contests among themselves and brought us to help manage the events, secure sponsorship revenue, and place the games on ESPN. So guess what's talking? Money is talking. So what's your thought? I have several thoughts.
Well, I continue to I don't understand this when they make these comments in these articles and they talk about student athletes. I don't understand why we are looking at these kids as student athletes because they're not considered student athletes. I don't know necessarily how this works, and maybe you can chime in. Is like, how does a kid from poverty, or a lot of these kids that are elite basketball players, even end up in these schools? Like,
because they
how
can
do
play
they afford it?
basketball. It's no
Yeah, but how do they afford it? I mean,
it's no different than going to Juilliard. If you're good in drama or you're a good singer or something like that, you apply to go to Juilliard, which is in New York City, and you go there. And why are you going to Juilliard? Because you want to be a professional actor. You want to be a professional singer. You want to be There's no different with this. This is Juilliard for basketball players. It is a minor league, probably even more for the NCAA, for the NBA than the NCAA's. Um, so yeah, let's not fool ourselves
But
with
who's
it.
floating? The last question I had before we start talking about this: who's floating the bill for these kids to go there?
The schools are. They're private schools. You and I could start one of these. Literally, if we had enough money, we could literally, seriously, if I had the money, I could start one of these. And you don't think with Madison, Milwaukee, and Chicago and Minneapolis, those four metropolitan areas, I could get 10 kids that are highly ranked to go play? I know I could. I know I could. I mean, all I need is an accreditation, and all I need is, and I don't even know if you have to be accredited, because these schools don't play in associations. They don't play in the Florida Basketball Coaches Association, or where's Virginia? Is Oak Hill in Virginia, or the one in Indiana? They don't play in their state association, so they're just basically a school
Right.
that's the basketball player. I mean, now Oak Hill, some of these are really good schools on top of it, um, but it's not like going to Exeter. Like Exeter has been around for hundreds of years. These schools are around for, Oak Hill's been around a while, but they got on the map because of basketball. Um, and there's kids that go there that aren't like the top 50 in the country, and then they probably have to pay to go
Yeah,
play.
which they finance the school. It sounds like AU.
It does. It does. But I'm just saying, it's like you and I could start one of these. I mean, I've floated that up some idea things with several people I know, and it's like if I found a big enough sugar daddy, I mean, I could start one up right here. I'd buy a house. I'd have somebody watch the kids and feed the kids, and I would coach them, and then we would do online school, and boom, we're done. We're travel all around the country and play basketball.
Right.
So if anybody's doing that and wants to come on the podcast, we'd love to talk to you. But
Yeah, maybe
I,
defend yourself a little bit because I'm a little skeptical because I'm
I
always
have no.
concerned.
I actually have. I agree with the student athlete part. I have no issues with a talented person like LeBron James did not need to go to college. I mean, that they go for a year and then they leave. Come on, they're not student. They're going there. It's a minor leagues. So if you're one of the best basketball players in the world, then you should be able to go play basketball for a living. Because why do you go to college? I mean, part of college is growing up and becoming more mature, but um, I have no problem. The problem I have is where's the safety net? That's the problem I have.
Right.
Like if you go there and you tear your ACL or you're not able to play, or you kind of watch Last Chance U with the great things that Mosley's doing um, with um, with uh, with the private school or the JUCO in California. Have a backup for them. Have something that they can do on top of that. I think that's an important thing.
Right. To me, whatever. I look at it as it was bound to happen. I'm shocked that it didn't happen sooner. With this idea, I think
I'm sure
it's
it happens with other sports too. I just don't know more about other sports and stuff.
and it'll be interesting where how these games will be televised. I think people will be very intrigued by it. I know just from a basketball fan when some of these schools are on TV, um, I'm very prone to watch them just because you watch high school basketball and one vision of what you see in your community, right? And then you watch these guys and it's like it's a whole nother level, right? It's just crazy. You think
Right.
your
These are
best players.
professional players. That's the
I know.
that's the issue. They're so good and they're not like us. Um, that I think that's where you got to look at it like, it doesn't matter who we're talking about. They're just exceptional at what they do. They're young though, and they need
Right. And
guidance. And what
so
happens when they don't get their high school diploma?
right. I think my biggest concern is if you're going to refer them to student athletes, where does the academics fall? What are they doing to ensure that that player, that young man, that young woman, what are they doing in regards to making sure that they're in a safety net, like you said, about maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe they get hurt. I mean, it happens all the time.
Right. I think there just has to be something there for them when, like I said, they don't graduate, they don't do those kind of things. What else? Anything else on this, Coach? I think it's intriguing. I'll put the article for people that are listening, but I think it's an intriguing rabbit hole that our society is going down. And I think the money will
do you think it's going to stem into like more national leagues of high schools doing this, or is it just kind of a fad? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
I think this is the elite of the elite. So whatever. It's like going to Carnegie Hall. I don't think this is gonna ripple down.
I also think that these teams are gonna play each other anyways. They've been playing each other for years, right? And now they just have a conducive conference and something to claim that their school is better than the other.
Have a postseason. It will help their recruiting, and the 50 of the top 75 will probably end up going to these places. That's fine. High school. I mean, there's still thousands and thousands of players that.
Yeah. That I don't know. I don't think it's going to change the game that much unless they continue to have these type of schools continue to develop. Then you might see a huge difference within the game. But it'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting. All right. To more to come is what I'll say. More to come. All right. Till next week, Coach.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Hey, Coach, I hope you're enjoying the video. If you are, hit like down below. That helps us be found everywhere. Also, subscribe and then hit the little bell up above, and that will help you get notified.
Now, let's get two more guys out here.
Coaching videos
I want
up every day.
A 3 against 3 situation. And let's get the 3 defenders with white shirts, 3 offensive players with blue shirts. So let's get a guard and a big man and a swing player, a guard, a big man, and a swing player. And Travis, would you come on out? I'm going to use you as a helper in this drill. Take the ball right here. I just want to show a couple of the build-up drills we use for our man-to-man because I think it will translate into what we were trying to do in the zone defenses that we want to demonstrate later. All right, this is the 3-on-3 choke down closeout drill. All right, you matched up. I want an offensive player over there, offensive player out here, offensive player over there. Travis, Coach, you'll be right in the middle of the lane. Here is the ball. Here is the ball. All right, right from the get-go, if this is where the ball is, show me where you'd be positioned. All right, in that gap, you can still, a little deeper, you can see the man, you're giving support. You're in your flat triangle. If that's who you're guarding and I got the ball here, if I gave the ball to him right away, you're on the line, you're in your gaps, and you're ball pressuring. But what we're going to do, because this is what I think is so important, how quickly and instinctively can you dig down? Can you choke down on the ball if it gets into the paint? I'm going to throw the ball at times to a player on the perimeter. And then if you don't get anything, throw it back to me. If I say live, then I want you to go live 3-on-3. But what I'm also going to do, stretch out a little bit, Jay, is I'm going to throw the ball into the paint. Now, what should be the reaction? This is what's so important. Coach, I know you could score, but unless they are late getting there, you just look to flare the ball out to one of these guys. You guys have got to get down and dig down on the ball. And I don't mean you have to open up like this because now you won't be able to close back out if he flares it. We want you to dig down. If he's lazy, dig at it. You're sinking from that weak side. I mean, it's just like flies on you-know-what digging at the ball, going after it. Now, if Coach takes it, he's taking, hard pressure, and he flares the ball back out, you close the ball, you close to your gap. You close to your gap. If I say, we're going to throw the ball 3 times in the Coach, and then he's going to flare it out, I'll probably yell live after that 3rd time. But I want to see how quickly we dig, how quickly we close with high hands. Here we go. Here's the ball. Dig! Close! Dig! Nothing easy. Close! Good cover. Dig down. Dig. Live. Now, once it's live, then it's 3-on-3. Close. All right, he created a turnover. Once we yell live, coach steps off. He's no longer part of it. He's just a facilitator. And I'm telling you, you've got to dig down hard. Some of our assistants, once in a while, would take a bang to the face and elbow. I don't want you to do that to Travis right now. But you've got to be active getting down there. And then you've got to be just as active closing out. Now, I liked one thing I saw. I think the pass was made over here, and you were already helping. You came and covered for him until he got back to his man and he bumped you back. There are times where you have to scramble. You have to help your teammates by scrambling just to cover the ball, to stop the ball, and not be so worried about the guy you're guarding. That's important in man-to-man, and it's important in zone defenses. Here we go again. I threw it in. Close. Good. That's good. If you think you've got a pretty good gamble on an inside-out steal, we'd like to see that. And again, from the gap position, I think you will get more steals from the inside out. In other words, if I was playing back in here and I just time it, you're making a lazy pass, I get the steal from the gap out instead of over gambling like this, now backdoor. We just don't want to give up easy backdoors or easy penetration. We want to build that shell. We want to build that wall around the lane. Here we go. All right, good. If you can get there quick enough to get a hand on it, that's even better. That shows good hustle. Now, if you didn't get it, I would hope you'd have enough balance to get your stance, and if you flared it, to get closed out to your man. That's good. I want you to be alert to steals and deflections. You're supposed to right now stay in. When we yell live, then you can move. Dig down. Close. Live. All right, foul. He just ran a good little give and go cut. You've got to jump to the ball and try to get that hand in the passing lane. All right, one more time here. I kind of like your reactions. Now I want it to not even be a reaction, but an anticipation. Now start anticipating when you got to dig down, when you got to close out. I mean, defense is about anticipating and not reacting. Offense is about reading the defense, taking your time, and then reading what they're giving you. Here we go. Stats. Live. All right. Live. Rebound. All right, it's good. You know, your job's not done until the rebound's won. You have to really get position on that.